That's right. We're doing it. We are in SNRF country. And I brought a camera trap. I hope in a minute here I'm gonna be able to retrieve the winter cam finally and see what's on that. Actually, I'm not sure I'm gonna be able to see what's on it. I could move some batteries around and actually look at the videos on the trail cam, but I forgot my laptop, so one more thing to carry anyway. So I may just wind up grabbing the camera itself and taking it home, but we'll see. I'm also a week out from a rib injury, and I don't feel that great. So if I have to dig a whole bunch, I don't know if I can dig. So getting a little bit better where I felt like I could actually hike a little bit. But it's killing me to not have cameras out here working for me in the absolute prime of the summer season. So I want to get my camera trap set up, if nothing else. But I'm hoping that there's not much digging required to get to this camera, because that motion of like hacking at the snow, it just doesn't sound good at all on my ribs. So I was tubing behind the boat with my 11-year-old, and we slammed. My 11-year-old is made out of rubber. He's fine. I landed like an old man, which is funny because I wakeboard, right? And you worry about getting injured when you're jumping on the wakeboard and stuff. But I never even think about it with the tube. We never get hurt on the tube. But did this time, and had to go get x-rays and the whole deal. No breaks, but contusions on the ribs. So like my camera strap right now, it hurts. It's ridiculous. But they told me I could do whatever I want, and I'm not gonna hurt it worse. So here I am, doing what I want. The road to the park is now open, which means I can get fairly close to this place. You know, it's like cross country, it's only maybe half mile, 3/4 of a mile from the road. So fairly easy now. So if this snow is not going to cooperate, let me dig this thing out. I may just wait a little bit. We'll see how I feel, but I probably don't feel great. Man, it is hard to figure out where you are when there's weird snow patches. I think that might be my spot up there. I'm gonna walk around this way. I'm close. I got the GPS coordinates, but typical male, not gonna look for directions. I'll find it. All right, you guys. Is this it? This is my hole. We're here. But I'm trying to remember. Here we go. So that's the tree that my trail cam was on. I didn't remember this big old log. But let's see if she's uncovered. Looks like it's gonna be. Is it still there? Oh, I see it. It's there. I don't know if you can see it. It moved. But that's to be expected with all that snow that was on it. But it's hanging right down there. Crazy. Let's walk over there. So when I was here in the snow, when I snowshoed up here and was digging, that rock is where I stepped. Remember, I stepped in the snow and like punched a foot straight down? And it was that rock. The camera's there. That was a lot of snow, man. So I mean, my foot, you know, was here. I was digging about here. I bet I was digging right here. Well, I know I was digging right here, which would have put me into this rock. Camera is down another 3 feet. Hanging right there. So remember, it was shooting across over there. It's like the snow kind of pushed it down, but it's still here. Remember, I put all these rocks up here, holding my little wire down, and I was just hoping. What have you seen? Looks to be in decent shape. All right, let's see if we got any water damage or anything. There's no cloudiness in there, which is a great sign. Looks great. Oh my goodness, look at that. We still got battery. Shout out to Duracell for the big winner. Playback. It's me just now. 47 videos. That's me still. I think these are videos still. I'm down to number 40. And it's still me trying to get it out. Some kind of squirrel. So this is after the snow had smashed it. I think that was a fox. Play that again. You see that? I'm gonna have to slow that down. See if I can see that white tip on the tail. That wasn't long ago. Bird. Whoa. See that guy? That's a bear. I know there's a glare. I'll put these on the computer for you. Snow's getting taller as we go back in time here. It's like a squirrel. Now we're back. We just made a huge jump date-wise. So this video is July 17th. The previous video is December 27th, which is a squirrel. Some kind of rodent. Some big footprints. Oh, wait. Definitely a fox also, but I can't tell if it's got the white tail tip, the giveaway that I'm looking for here. I'm trying to get it out of the sun for you. I'll throw that on the computer too. I can't believe that battery's still holding out. It's great. That looks like not a fox. That could be a marten. Which would be pretty rare too. Sweet. Now I think we're into me setting the camera up. Yeah. Well, definitely fox on there. And I think a marten, which is a pretty rare critter, which makes me excited about this spot again. Looking at it now, you can kind of see, so I had this water source theory that in that sort of cave situation down there, water would pool up in the summer, and I think that's probably what was going on. I'm wondering if I should just try to set a camera trap up near here and see what I get. I don't know, it's an intriguing place. I'd like to wander around more, but I don't feel that good, so maybe I just put the camera up so I can find something to mount it on, maybe down here. I don't know, let me poke around. So I'm remembering, I mean, it's a good hole down here. Oh, I can't fall down right now. I'll hurt myself. But it's pretty impacted right now with ice and stuff, but I mean, it's intriguing for sure still. I wonder if I can mount a camera up on, like up on some of this wood and see what we get for a week or two. If I mounted a camera like up here, I don't know, I can picture a fox just getting up on this rock and stuff up here just as a observation point, or coming straight down this log. Trying to think fast here, but we'll come up with something. Okay. Knowing what I know about foxes just from camera trapping at home and around near where I live, they love being up on top of stuff like logs. They always use like the high ground when they're cruising around, like the top of a ridge of rocks or a log like this. So I kind of want to put a camera on this log, just assuming that it's going to be kind of a way in or out of this area. And I don't like, it's like south facing, so the sun's right there. So ideally I put a camera down here facing up the log, and I get a cool like background of green forest and stuff. But there's nowhere down here to mount a flash. I could put one in these rocks, and there's nowhere else. There's no to get one up high, or you know, that won't be ineffective. So I'm gonna assume that I'm gonna get a fox at night, I hope. And I'm gonna put my camera facing right into the sun, which isn't ideal, but it'll kind of be pointing down. So I think I'm gonna mount the camera up here somewhere, maybe on this log, looking like something like that, and try to get as much focal point as I can, assuming I'm going to get somebody going up or down that log. That way I can put a flash up in this tree here and at least get one at altitude, and then probably another one down here as like a backlight. So I'm thinking 2 flash setup, something like that. So see where I get. Okay, I got my camera set up right here, but I'm changing my mind. Like, I think there's a good chance that a fox would use that log. I think there's a good chance, but that would be a photo of a Sierra Nevada red fox, and I want the best photo ever taken of a Sierra Nevada red fox, right? I mean, that's not a great image other than the fox. So I got to looking around this little ridge and that little point. Just come with me up there, hear me out. So down there would be a photo of a Sierra Nevada red fox, but a Sierra Nevada red fox perched on that little rocky outcropping right there would be the best photo ever taken of a Sierra Nevada red fox. So I think I'm gonna relocate. I'm gonna mount the camera on this branch, which is pretty solid. Again, a little bit of camera movement is okay, you just can't have trigger movement. So gotta figure out where to put the trigger. I'll probably hide the trigger down here, right up at the rock. I think it's a better deal, and it may result in a cool image. So Even if a hawk or something perched right there would be a cool image. So I got distracted for a minute. I was just going for a photo. I forgot my mission. So best photo ever is the goal. We're gonna get him on there. That, by the way, is the rock that was exposed when I was up here in the winter. I was digging. So when I put my foot straight down, it was right there. That's the point my camera was on. And that's me down there. I mean, that snow just to the camera. Camera was, yeah, 12, 13 feet under at that point. Crazy snow. All right, I gotta get busy. We're gonna put a camera on this. All right, there you go. That's really gonna be awesome if anybody shows up. All right, so here's the deal. Here's the tour. I've got camera there. It's kind of this tree in the way. I've got a flash up there, up here, and a second here. Camera's there. Trigger's right down here. Not ideal in the morning sun. That's the one drawback. But I've got it set so it's gonna trip anything that jumps up on that rock. I also have flash number 3 down here as a backlight, which is a little far away, but it could be very cool if it fires. So there you go. Let me wrap things up and walk it a few times, but potential. All right, there's the hole. And just for good measure, I'm leaving a trail camera right here on this dead stump. Just kind of looking down there to see who passes by. Because we're getting a bunch of fox activity here and they're not going up to my camera trap, then we'll rethink it. But I think we're looking pretty good. So I'm gonna get out of here, go home and get those files on a computer. Fun. We'll probably stay up at this elevation with camera trap efforts, and I'll get a couple more trail cameras in the area, and we'll see what we can get before the snow flies again. It's gonna be short season, but I have also already inquired about extending my permit. I found out that the park can extend it without it going to the federal level again, basically. So I'm gonna keep pushing on that and hopefully get permission to camera trap through 2024, which frees up a lot of stress just about getting the time, you know. So I'm excited. We could get some cool stuff in that spot. We know fox has been, 20 feet from that rock, and I think we're in good shape. So we shall see. SNRF quest continues. It's good stuff. All right, so it's time to show you these clips from the trail cam now that I've gotten them on a computer, and we're gonna kind of go back in time from the morning when I got to the camera back to when I set the camera up. So the first clip that was on there was this little squirrel. That was the morning that I got there. Earlier that morning was this clip that I thought was a fox, and I was really excited about it. But we will see right now that it is actually a pine marten. So this guy jumps up there, and I said, man, I got to get that on the computer and see if I can see that white tip on the tail, because I could tell I kind of couldn't see the white tip, and the SNRFs all have the white tip on the tail, and this guy doesn't, because he's not a SNRF, he's a pine marten. And that posture kind of really makes it stand out, the long body of a marten. But very cool to get a clip of a marten, but it does mean that I did not get the SNRF clips that I thought I got. A lot of these birds were tripping the trail cam earlier this month. This is the bear that was obviously a bear. It was cool. The snow was high enough that it was almost eye level with the camera, but just not quite. He kind of pokes around, probably looking for bugs on the rock face or something back behind the camera, but obviously a big old black bear. And that was on July 20th, so not that long ago. I thought this was interesting, just like a snow squall on July 17th, which pretty late summer for a little snow, but anything can happen at that altitude, and does all the time. That I think is a bat, and I had a lot of triggers at night with nothing on them, and I think it might have been bats coming in and out of that little cave area tripping the camera. So I got one fairly clear clip of one flying by, and I'm pretty sure that that's what was going on. This is just a little mouse that was running around and tripped the camera, and I was super intrigued by all those footprints around it, which turned out to belong to what I assume is the same pine marten. And I thought this clip was a SNRF too, looking at the screen on the trail cam. You see his tail disappear, and then he blasts back through there. Look at that black tail up there on the top of the screen. And then when he comes running back through, you can really see the body shape and the face, and you can tell that it's a pine marten. So this was also not the SNRF that I thought it was when I was recording on scene. So super fun again to get a pine marten, but it does mean that I did not get a SNRF all winter on this camera. So my new setup might result in a cool picture of a pine marten. A SNRF might show up, but there hasn't been one hanging out like I thought. So this is the clip that I thought was a pine marten, because it's pretty clear that that movement and body shape is pretty obviously what it was, even on the little screen of the trail cam. So a little embarrassing to come home and see that I wasn't looking at what I thought I was looking at, but it is what it is. Very cool to get a pine marten, and maybe I'll get a cool picture of one, but the winter cam did not produce a SNRF image. So we'll see what we get when we get back up there.